We're going to analyze and learn about Arlo Salamence specifically. Now, these videos are really just for people that are struggling. A lot of you guys may already know this, especially since Arlo, Team Go Rocket leaders, they've been in the game since November 2019. We're going to analyze this Salamence part from many perspectives, but please hear this right now. Like, I want to be especially clear. This is just for Salamence with Dragon Tail. So if this Salamence is using Dragon Tail as its fast attack, I'm going to show you some of the best options. Again, if you're struggling, a lot of the times that means people maybe that don't have a lot of options or don't have like a lot of legendaries, mega Pokemon, 3000 CP plus, where they just like outmuscle it. So this account that you're seeing on screen though is a level 47 account. Why that would be significant is because the Team Go Rocket Pokemon CP, they scale up and down based on your trainer level. So you notice that 14,390 Salamence just went down, and that's to a Sandslash. Now that Sandslash is 1911. You could actually beat it within the Great League level caps, so like 1500 CP, right? But keeping all this in mind, let's show you from two different other perspectives, level 38 and level 41 there, and they are labeled. So on the left is level 38, level 41 over there on the right side. So this is what I try to teach people in my videos. Is like, okay, I usually show off Pokemon that are within the Great League, so honestly below 1500. And if what I just said, if we take that into account, well, Team Go Rocket Pokemon are going to be really high, right? If you are below my level, which we're about to see, then boom, there we go. Left side, that'll be the start of it. We'll talk about the right in a second. But you want to compare the Salamence that's on the left side account right here to the one that my account just fought, the 47. So like, look, you know, you've got a somewhat significant CP difference. It's not going to be by leaps and bounds or whatever. But in the first case, we had Charizard able to do a lot of bonus damage, you could say. That was before we threw in the Alolan Sandslash. But now, let's just act like with these being our accounts right now, we don't really have that same luxury. You're going to see now the level 41 account on the right also has the Salamence out. So again, just compare all those CP amounts, but see that our Alolan Sandslashes, they're very close. They're in that 1900 CP range, and they can actually go even higher. But this is like sort of a good point for us to analyze right here. If you just do Powder Snow with Ice Punch, you will be set up pretty well. Like you see, it's of course we're going to resist, because Alolan Sandslash has that steel typing, it's going to resist the Dragon Tail, so the dragon typing, right, of Salamence right here. And that's just great. Like we really, it looks like on the right side maybe it took a little bit more damage, but otherwise like we did really good. I think that the left side had a little bit more of previous Pokemon before it to help out like bonus damage, right? So now what we've got to show you is you might be getting the drift, right? Is like using ice is going to be really good against Salamence. That's mainly because Salamence is dragon and flying, and both of those are weak to ice, and so that's the only type where this Pokemon's actually going to take 256% damage rather than the usual like super effective, which is 160%. So you could see with a Glaceon, I could actually outmuscle it, but notice that Glaceon, it was 3500 CP, but because it didn't really have a spammy moveset like the Alolan Sandslash, that was actually like an especially close fight. And so I gotta emphasize again, the reason for that was actually because of the lack of a spammier moveset. So even with that 3500 CP, it did struggle a little bit. So you've also seen like many fire types that are really good against the Mawile. If you start out with that Mawile for Arlo's Pokemon, it's gonna depend what its fast move is as well, but in most cases, right? So a Glaceon with Icy Wind is gonna have a little bit better of a chance, but this will show you the other problem right there, is that Glaceon does not resist. So it's either gonna take neutral from any of Salamence's fast attacks, or if Salamence had Fire Fang, then Glaceon would actually take super effective from that. It just wouldn't go well. So that's why, again, I emphasize right here if we have Alolan Sandslash. Now that fast attack typing thing is kind of important, right? Because Alolan Sandslash is actually going to take that doubly super effective 256% if the Salamence had Fire Fang. And so if I haven't drilled the point home, I guess, is just handle that Salamence based on the fast attack, the typing of it. And so I did just recently put out a video about how Poliwrath can actually solo sweep Arlo. So you're going to see that up until the Salamence part. We'll cut it off when we get to the Scizor part, because we don't need to see beyond the Salamence. But while we talk about it, let's say that you get a Salamence with Fire Fang. Well, generally, the idea is that you really do want to resist that if you are struggling. So again, maybe think about like an Amistar even, because you're going to double resist the fire for that. But if you have a rock moveset, so like maybe Rock Throw, Rock Blast, Ancient Power. Now you could use Mega Pokemon, like you got to think like a Mega Charizard X or something with a full Dragon moveset. You know, you're going to deal super effective damage, and you're going to resist the fire. Palkia is going to double resist, and you could have either Dragon Breath or Dragon Tail, and then Aqua Tail is like a more spammy charge move. Same with Reshiram, you could double resist, go Dragon moves. You could even go down the list with like Rhyperior and Tyranitar and stuff if you're going rock. You just have to be a little bit more careful. They have to be in like that, you know, probably close to the 3000 CP range, because I know that Salamence can hurt if you're not like really resisting it. And so let's say that the Salamence had Bite. You may want to tackle it from a fairy perspective. You know, if you've got Mega Pokemon, you might go Mega Altaria, Mega Gyarados, Sylveon, Togekiss, Fairy movesets, if you have a Terrakion with Smackdown, and then maybe just as a finishing note, Alolan Ninetales, Powder Snow, Weather Ball, Ice. As long as you're not going up against Fire Fang, it could probably take on the other two fast attack typings. Please click an end screen on screen.
Thanks for viewing.